Yo, what is going on, guys? It is KILLSH0T, and welcome back to a brand new review, guys. First thing, leave a like down below, subscribe to all of that before we hop into this review, because it would really help your boy out a ton. But today, we are about to discuss the one, the only, Percy Jackson and the Olympians, Season 1, The Lightning Thief, of course, because, well, that's the only season that's out. If you guys saw my trailer reaction to this series, you guys know that I am pretty excited for it. I am a big Greek mythology fan, and now I can say I am also a Percy Jackson fan. I had a pretty unique experience going along with this show, episode by episode, week by week, and that was that I was reading the book with the chapters as it was kind of going, or I would read certain chapters a day to kind of catch up or see how well it truly compares when it comes down to an adaptation. How good is it to adapting this book, all right, this first book into this first season consisting of 8 episodes? Well, I'm here to tell you guys that today. Sorry if my, vocabulary and my grammar is not that great. I get a little flustered when I make these videos because I want to make sure that they're the best they can be. But without further ado, let's get into it. So this is a Disney Plus series, so it's gonna have a Disney Plus-esque budget. So I'm not gonna say the visual effects or any of that stuff in that department is like amazing, but it definitely does do the job, and it passes passes the expectation, I think. There are a lot of great shots, though, I will say, whether it be cinematography or color grading or certain stuff like that, because in this, first 8 episodes in this season, you are going from a lot of different places, and when reading the book, you do that too. So how good is it of adapting, going from place to place? I think it does that pretty well. I also think it does a great job at adapting the characters' personalities, that being Percy, Grover, Annabeth, Luke, Chiron, all those people. So, obviously, if you don't know the story of this first book, Percy Jackson, right, half-blood, demigod, son of Poseidon, is blamed for taking the lightning bolt, Zeus's lightning bolt, his source of power. And he's sent on a quest with Grover and Annabeth to pretty much recover the bolt, so there won't be an all-out war between the gods, which would be bad. But I really think it does a great job at actually kind of showing us a lot of what's going on, right? So what's going on with the gods? The fact that the gods don't really care about their children, pretty much, and just have them sent off as castaways, pretty much. I really like the focus on that. I also really like the focus that goes between Percy and Percy's mom. I think their relationship is amazing, especially in those first well, really the first episode, but you'll get the usual flashback and stuff, which I don't think there were any flashbacks in the books. So but I do understand they have to make some changes to obviously make it like watchable and stuff, which I think it still could have been watchable if you took it literally from paper to screen. Um, but I thought overall as an adaptation, recognizing certain events, important events that weren't in the movies, which I'm pretty fond of the movies. They kind of were my childhood, so I do kind of have a bias toward them in a way, but I think that overall they weren't great adaptations, but you know, what are you going to do? But I thought this series adapting those certain elements, having all those specific details, having those one-liners that are from the books, I think they did overwhelmingly like pretty good. I'd say this is one of the better, on-screen adaptations that we've gotten in the most recent years. Now, that's not to say it's perfect, because I was a little disappointed with some of the episodes, man. Like the episode where they go to the Lotus Casino. I I was kind of hoping they took a little bit of inspiration from the movies and kind of did something like that. Now, there were those those moments that did follow in the book, and I don't want to say it was boring, but I'm saying, they could have switched it up to make it more appealing to the demographic, of course. Demographic of people that haven't read the books and the demographic of people that have read the books. But when Percy's going to Camp Half Blood for the first time, man, and he gets claimed as Poseidon's son, that scene was really cool. Just overall, a pretty great adaptation from the first book, I'd say. They changed. This is probably the biggest change and one of the most annoying changes because it really doesn't make any sense. It's really just kind of an unnecessary plot device. But when Percy's in the ocean at uh, I'm blanking out. Uh, but he's in the ocean pretty much, and he's underwater, and this sea creature figure gives Percy these pearls. Um, and usually it's three, right? It's three. Because remember, Percy wants to go and save his mom, so he gives three because he's gonna have to make that defining choice, not only to make the story more interesting, but also character growth and etc. But instead, the sea creature gives him four, which is just enough to get him, his mom, his friends, all of them back home and stuff. So, and in the end, they didn't even use all the pearls, right? So, I'm really like that was just so unnecessary in my opinion. There were a lot of unnecessary changes that I don't think really needed to be made. I think he could have gone away with, you know, adapting the book as it is. So as far as an adaptation from the book, I'd say it's a 75-25 because there were some, pretty, minor changes, but also some major changes that they made that really didn't end up, affecting the plot in any sort of way because they always went back to the roots of, all right, this is what we need to do. But I do really like the dream sequences involving Kronos. Obviously, to have this as a build up because I believe Kronos, like, he's obviously the big bad in this, uh, in the overall of the series. So he shows up, I think in the fifth book or something, the final book, the last Olympian, something like that. Um, but I think the setup for him slowly like building him up is pretty cool. Jessica Parker Kennedy as Medusa, man, mommy, what? Okay, yeah, no, but she is, and she kills it in that episode, man. I've always been kind of scared of Medusa, but I mean, shoot, man, Medusa fine as hell, bro. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. But I think they adapted from chapter to chapter, uh, in this 8 episodic thing, trying to kind of break that down into because the book has 21 chapters or something like that, and you're trying to squeeze all that into 8 episodes. I do wish some of the episodes were a bit longer in terms of their runtime. I know they have a certain budget and stuff like that, but I definitely do think that they missed out on some stuff, and some stuff was slow paced when it didn't need to be. Some stuff was fast paced when it didn't need to be. Uh, the show kind of, you know, what makes it what it is, and kind of tells you that, yeah, we're gonna go do this and this and that and that. So I think the performance wise, I think the performances were pretty good. I think from the kid actors, I mean, I think the the one that we all really like, that's really the show stealer is Percy Jackson Walker Scobell, which he absolutely is Percy Jackson. He fits the role. He's Percy Jackson, dude. So and he's a fan of the books, so he says. So that's also pretty cool that you have that. But I think like the actress for Annabeth and the actor for Grover, I think I don't know, maybe they could have been a little better. I don't know, there was just a lot of not so much the writing, more so just line delivery, I think. But hey, that's subjective, so you know, take that with what you will. But Ares, man, oh my gosh, that Ares and Percy fight, kind of underwhelming, dude. I'm not gonna lie. It's kind of the biggest battle, like the highlight of the entire book, and they, I don't want to say they messed it up, but I mean, like I said, you had that extra bit of runtime. You could have made that fight more intense, gradually build up to the climax of the fight, and then obviously Ares saying that you made an enemy today and all that stuff, which I think Edge, I think, yeah, the WWE wrestler, I think he does a great job as Ares, right? Especially kind of, you know, now having finished the book, I look back and he definitely does fit that role. And I definitely hope he comes back, and I'm pretty sure he does, but this is coming from a guy who's, I mean, I haven't read the other books, I just read the first one. But hey, Sea of Monsters is coming out, so let's go. Um, but yeah, man. And then Hades, uh, pretty good overall. I want to see more of his character. Definitely, I like the set design and the production design for the underworld. I love the makeup and hairstyling. I think it excels at all that. Uh, it really does good at what it's trying to be. Uh, and I think that's what's most important because you want to have this character that everybody can kind of relate to, but he's dyslexic, he has ADHD, Percy Jackson and all that stuff, and yeah, I just say Percy Jackson and all that stuff. Um, yeah, obviously I'm rambling on for too much, but this first season was really good. I'm excited to review and look at the next season. I definitely am anticipated for it. Maybe early 2025, who knows. I don't want them to rush it. I want them to take their time because this is a really beloved book series, and you don't want to mess it up. uh Definitely a lot of similarities to Harry Potter in a couple of ways, but I mean, other than that, I really do like the fight choreography too is pretty good. What else can I say? Yeah, no, just everything tip top pretty much. I mean, just kind of wish some of the episodes were longer. Some moments didn't get cut out. Some plot changes weren't necessary that they decided to throw in anyways. Just all that kind of nitpicky stuff. If I were to give it like out of 10, I'd probably have to give it like a 7 or an 8, maybe an 8.5. But I really did enjoy my time with it. I was watching it with my mom. We were going episode by episode, and she hasn't read the books, but she absolutely loves it. So that's always a good sign. But I liked it. So hey, man, tell me down below what y'all think about the first season of Percy Jackson and the Olympians, covering the Lightning Thief. I'm definitely excited to see where Walker Scobell goes in his career. Uh, definitely has so much potential. Uh, and he's Percy Jackson, man, and he embraces that. And you know, R.I.P. to what's his name? Lance Reddick. Yeah, Lance Reddick as Zeus. He was a pretty damn good Zeus. And then Poseidon, the actor for Poseidon, pretty good as well. And I like the him and Percy sharing moment in that show. But if I miss anything important in this review, please let me know. I'm still trying to get back into the swing of things. But other than that, yeah, I don't really have much else to say. Yeah, Percy Jackson, the Olympians. Go watch it if you haven't already, whether you've read the books or haven't. Great adaptation overall. But also introduces a lot of new elements that I think make the story better for what it is. Couple of pacing issues, couple of plot devices that didn't necessarily need to be there. Um, but yeah, that's all I gotta say about that, man. Can't wait for season 2. Make sure to like, subscribe, do all that, like I said, and thank you all, and I will see you on the next one. Peace out.